Okay, so this week I had a me and Mashiba that went really well. I was concerned about like getting everything that I had put down in my AE1 into place. So I was thinking about maybe cutting the mobile level out of my project and cutting the scope down. Shiba mentioned that I could do it, but it would affect my grade, and if I couldn't just if it was just the feature that I couldn't get done, then it was better to get the set dressing and all the mobile level done apart from the feature, because at least then it would still be marked. So that went pretty well, and I'm a lot more positive about that. Not necessarily the feature-esque side of it, but I am positive about like the whole process of getting like all the set dressing done in time. I created a peer feedback form which people could respond. So this was more so for colleagues and people that work with games in one sense or another. So this was talking about like the setting, do they like the aesthetics and why or why not, and uh, what suggestions would they make to improve the level. And that was for both the Metroidvania and the isometric. As you can see here, I also then asked my colleagues whether they could do it. I did ask quite a few more people, but I never got a response for it, so I didn't want to just take a screenshot of me and then a random conversation bit that never came into play. I did put it into the Sheba's group Discord for the FMP, which I got a couple of responses from there, and I also put it into Dave's Discord with his permission, as he works and plays games with a lot of streamers. And they obviously work with games but in a different sense to what I do. So it was good to get some feedback from them. Um, After that, I waited until Thursday and got the results. So there was a total of 15 responses, and each section is like one of the questions that I had asked. Um, so I scaled down the town to make it a little bit more cramped. This was purely because it felt too barren and there was not enough set dressing pieces that I could find to put into place to fill it up a bit. I am going to look for some like dirt decals to add into here, so that it's like dirty streets and whatnot. Sorted out the sky sphere. This was embarrassingly easy. It just took me a while to figure it out and set dress the town. As you can see here, there's quite a bit there, which is obviously new and old, just like moved about. Added NPCs, so these NPCs are meant to attack the dummies, so they're like sort of static animations. This one is purely aesthetic, and it is found behind this guy here who's blocking off the road. I need to get rid of this NPC because it's just a T-pose NPC, there's no animations to it, and I don't have the time to animate it myself. And every one of these has like sort of walking animations that I can use. One of the big things that I needed to do was scale down the mobile level. This was relatively easy. I just grabbed everything and scaled it down, although I didn't like how the jungle walls looked. So what I did is I redone them. So as you can see here, I just focused on one area and copied and pasted it across the whole board. And then when it came to it, I did move like this bit and swapped them around for both these two bits. And then I started set dressing it. So actually here, there's a lot of sort of fantasy-esque creatures, purely because I couldn't really find any sort of sci-fi monsters or mobs that I could use, and apart from like horror assets, and it just didn't fit the setting that I wanted to go for. So yeah, there's a lot of sort of set dressing pieces to make the level fuller, and I've added walls into some areas. I changed the light to red and the barrier color to red because they were initially yellow. And then to help that, I also changed the turret's base sort of thing to red to sort of symbolize what team they're on. And then this was meant to be blue, but because the barrier texture color was yellow, when I changed it to blue, it made it green, and I'm not sure why. So instead of like faffing about, I just changed it to green because it's not really that important. It's just showing the opposite team colours. So I'm happy with how this has looked and how it's done. I do need to set dress the lanes, and I may need to add some set dressing in these sort of corridor areas. But other than that, like I'm happy with how it looks so far. Um, I took the feedback from the peer feedback, and I've made it each level, so like 1, 2, 3 in levels, more unique. So the top level is like the house area, bottom area. This middle level is the basement, and the bottom area is cave. And then I also added some set dressing pieces. So as you can see, there's a little difference. And I also made these spider webs myself in Aspro. Um, and I have created. So this is wrong, but I have updated the player now so that he can move around to jump and whatnot. And in the terms of the artifact pickup, when the player picks up the artifact, it will just increase their jump power instead of allowing them to double jump. Um, this one is a pain in the ass. I couldn't get the door opened because it was a prefab or something, and it wasn't recognizing the animations. Um, but everything should be sorted by next week, apart from the doors, so they'll just remain open for the moment. And I've done social media posts, with each one having the beta test sign up for it. Thank you.